Hi everyone, it's A-Dogs, and today we're going to go through the Forestcraft deck profile. So the deck is very combo heavy, and the main aim is pretty much to try and control the board until you get the Rose Queen, which is where you finish the games off. Sometimes you won't finish games on Rose Queen, sometimes you will finish it with other cards, but anyway, the general consensus is to get the Rose Queen and finish the game off. So for our one-drops, we run 3 Nature's Guidance, 3 of Child May, 3 Fairy Circle, and 3 Harvest Festival. So the aim for our 1-drops is the way we generate resources. So choose board control in the early game, so we always ahead in resources. The Nation's Guidance, which allows us to bounce stuff to draw cards. But Harvest Festival, which can give us some life and also allow us to draw cards when it's bounced to hand. Then we have the Fairy Circle, which generates us fairy tokens in the extra. So the main aim is to generate resources early on, because you see a lot of other cards, it's very combo heavy, so we need to make sure we have the resources to combo off. So that's the ones. Now into the twos, we run 2 Gianna's Sanctuary, we run 2 Rhinoceros, 3 Archer, 3 Blessed Fairy Dancer, 3 Ancient Elf, and 3 Self Justice. So for our 2-drops, are mainly kind of like our damaged. Majority of the cards kind of like damage dealers, or kind of just like ways of buffing our fairy tokens so we can do more damage. So Tahinian Sanctuary and Fairy Dancer, they're the main cards that help us make our fairy tokens bigger. We have the Ancient Elf, which allows us to bounce stuff back to hand so we can keep reusing certain cards. For example, if we keep bouncing Harvest Festival back, we keep drawing cards. We can bounce other cards back as well, like a Blessed Fairy Dancer, keep pulling it down to keep making bigger tokens. Then we've got like stuff like Civil Justice, which deals the opponent's followers damage by 3, and then we can create a fairy token now in the X area, so kind of like we pop something but also generate a board, we're still staying in the head. We've got the Archer, which is kind of like spreads kind of damage around, so again we're always in control. And then our Rhinoceros can be our damage dealer, but can also be a way to create a quick storm just to push damage quickly to the opponent. So that's our 2-drops. As you can see, we had a lot of 1 and 2-drops, so we don't really run too many higher drops. That's because we want to always have board presence, maintain that board, and always stay in control. So next, for our 3-drops, we have 3 Elven Princess Mage, 1 Rose Gardener, and that's the 3-drops. So Elven Princess Mage is really good. Pretty much when you evolve her, the evolved form gives us 2 tokens in the extra. That's 0 cost. So this helps us combo off, because it says some of our cards have combo abilities, so we'll make sure that we can meet the criteria. Then we have the Rose Gardener. We're going to run over. Pretty much we use her in scenarios where we want to bounce opponents' followers back, mainly evolved followers, so we can move the evolved follower, but then obviously the card not goes back to hand, but we make them remove the evolved follower. If they have more of it, it's good for us, because then maybe it could make that turn maybe not as good from next turn, since they have to pay cost to bring out that evolved follower again if that card does make an impact. Next, for our 5-drops, we run 2 Robin Hood. So he's very, very strong. When we get to our 5-drops, Robin Hood essentially allows us to control the board even more, because when he's on place, he deals 4 damage to a follower. But then, if we pay 1 and rest him, we can do 4 damage to something on the board. So if we get 2 Robin Hoods out, we can continuously, if it only costs 2, we can control the board. Because again, that's the idea we want to do. We want to keep controlling the board until we get to our Rose Queen. So he helps us get there. For our 6-drops, we're going to run 1, which is the free Aria fairy princess. She's very, very strong. She's a ward, 5/5, which is really good. But then when she's placed, we play up to 9 fairy tokens. So it means we can make a massive board, but then we also have the ward. So as long as those fairies stay on board, we can use those to eventually do damage to the opponent. But also, while this card's on the field, your other fairy tokens get rushed. So you can actually use those if the opponent's cards are rested. We can actually use those fairy tokens to get rid of the opponent's cards. This kind of can also be like another control option too. But also again a way to also finish off games too, if we can't get the Rose Queen. So Aria Princess of Free is really good. Now we run 1 7-drop. It's just the 1 Silver Bolt. So this one's quite solid. It can close games before we even get to Rose Queen in some scenarios. So it's quick ability. You select an enemy leader on the board, or enemy follower on the board, sorry. You draw a card, and then do X damage to the selected enemy. X equals the number of cards in your hand. Now since we draw a lot of cards, what we can do is make a big hand. Sometimes, depending how much life the opponent is on, we can just one-shot one silver board. Or we can also use it to get rid of like maybe a big card on the board that's going to be detrimental. But if we get rid of that body, we can actually win next turn. So that's why silver is very handy. We've been talking about Rose Queen a couple of times in the deck. So we run 2 of the Rose Queen. Now, the reason why I run 2 Rose Queen is because she's an 8-drop. Yes, she could run around free, but the idea of having Silver Bolt is that Silver Bolt gives us potentially to win a turn early. That's why we run only 2 Rose Queen. What her skill is though, is when it's placed, it can select an enemy, it can select any number of pixie followers by X0 and turn them into Form Burst tokens. And then you can rest her, and then you remove X play points. Oh, sorry, we'll have X play points, which is equal to the number of Fawn tokens in EX area. So if you have a back row full of pixies, you use her ability on place to turn them into Fawn Burst tokens. And what the Fawn Burst tokens do is that you pay 2, and it deals 3 damage to an enemy follower or a leader. But when you do that, you also draw a card. So this essentially, if we keep Rose Queen on board, we rest her, we essentially deal 6 damage and draw 2. And the next turn, you get that damage back. We deal 9 and we draw 3. So this is really good. And that is the deck profile. So if you guys enjoy, make sure to leave a like. While you're down there, why not subscribe and hit the notification bell and for the next video. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I almost forgot about my evolved followers. So these ones here. Okay, thank you guys.